Right, I know you're all thinking there's no way he'll ever complete this challenge, but if I'm being honest with you all, I'm doing a lot better than I thought I would. Hello guys, and welcome back to the second episode of Replicating Ranieri, where today we are playing our first challenging football match in the season against Tottenham Hotspur, and then we're going to play our home match in the Premier League against Aston Villa. Yes, we are skipping the Carabao Cup match against Manchester United, and that is mainly because I know we're going to lose it. I don't care about the Carabao Cup, and I actually want you guys to see us winning the game this episode, because the Tottenham one, I'm not feeling so prosperous about. If we take a look at the results in between now and last episode, we've actually done quite well. But overall, there were a couple of results here and there where we really should have done better. The Leicester game should have been a draw, the West Ham match should have been a win, and the Watford match should have been a win. Overall, that is 5 points dropped right there, and if we had gotten all 5 of those points, we would be up in third place right now, which would be a brilliant place to be. But unfortunately, we have dropped those points, so we're going to have to find a way to gain those back. And by winning games against sides like Tottenham, that is certainly putting us on the right track. Obviously, we're not the favourites out here tonight, a bit of an uphill battle, but this is the team that we are going with. And I'd just like to point out one thing. I know you guys were probably all thinking, why on earth is he playing Turan? But I'll tell you what, even I didn't think he was going to be a good signing, but 3 goals in 2 games starting, 3 matches off the bench, and just a brilliant performance all round. This man has been one of the players of the season so far for me. I don't think I can justify not starting him. Hopefully he does well in this match. Hopefully at least a couple of the players pick up some goals and assists, and hopefully we come away with all 3 points against Tottenham. I'm not going to act like I'm not mentally prepared to lose this match, but it doesn't make it any worse, especially when the challenge in this series is to win the league. So we really do need to be making sure that we come away with wins. Did I just say I'm expecting a win and they reacted positively to that? Oh my gosh, maybe this side are actually accepting the fact that I want to win the league. Maybe I've told them about the Replicating Ranieri challenge. What on earth? I thought they'd all react terribly if I said that. I mean, I don't mind it. It's good to see some ambition in the boys. But with 3 shots to Tottenham in the first 10 minutes and none shots to us, well, now we've got 1 shot. And also, what kind of a sentence is none shots to us? Let's just stop talking and focus on the game. The first challenge does eventually roll around and Tottenham hit it onto the bar, maybe on the crossbar. Oh, it was one of the sort of framework sort of areas of the goal. We've only had 1 shot on target so far, actually 1 shot in total. So it doesn't look like we're really getting ourselves into the game, but I'm not sure what sort of tactical changes I need to be making for a match against a side like this, especially away from home. But we're going to ride it out until halftime, rethink then, and see what we can do. So far we're not losing, which is not bad at all, but obviously we would like to be coming away with a little bit more of a fight in this game. Even if we do end up losing or drawing, I would like the fans to have known that their team really tried their best. Alright, I'm doing some absolutely out of the box thinking. I've moved from balanced to positive. I know. Take notes, guys. Tactical genius at play right now. We've gotten 1 shot already from it. I'm just saying, if we win this game, if we win the league, it's moves like that that's going to do it. We actually are going to make a substitution early on in the second half. Well, it's actually not early on in the second half. It's just been a really bland match, so it feels like a lot of time has ticked by. Oh, I really don't want to bring Turan off, because then I've got to admit that I was wrong. I'm not going to admit that I was wrong. I'm too proud to do that. But we're going to take him off nonetheless. Hopefully King can come on and do something good for us. 2 shots, we've doubled it. Oh, 3 shots, mate. Tell you what. They should sign me up in real life right now. We're doing so well. Is this a chance for us? No, it's a chance for Tottenham, and it's Harry Kane over a free kick, and it's gone to the back of the net. Oh, I'll withdraw my application to be the Bournemouth manager in real life. You know how you have those games where you're like, we really should be winning this, and I really want to win this, my aim is to win this game, and then when you're actually playing the game, and you end up playing quite badly, you're like, I'll take a draw. Yeah, this is totally one of those games. I'm really just hoping to get 1 goal back, and manage to salvage a draw from this. But Harry Kane takes a shot, and he really should have scored there. Butland's absolutely slid to the right side of the goal, left so much space open, and Harry Kane, being Harry Kane, should have put that one into the back of the net. Luckily for us, Jack Butland is an absolutely magical goalkeeper. He did make one big mistake from a free kick that ended up meaning that we dropped some points against West Ham, but you guys didn't see that, so it didn't even happen. Oh, if we score from this, I'll tell you what, it's tactical genius going on right here. Hendrick stepping over the free kick. Oh, just wide. That would have been such a good way to end the game. Getting a goal back from a free kick. But at the end of the day, I can certainly take this as a result, but it doesn't make the fact that we've got 0 points any less disappointing. It was only a free kick from Harry Kane that ended up pulling us 1-0 down. And so far, we have actually rode the game out quite well and managed to hold our own. I say that as they hit the crossbar once again, but really, we haven't done bad. We might have one more attack. Well, no, we're not going to have one more attack because it's one of those stupid ones that we don't need to see where they're just giving us the final whistle, you know? They're baiting us in to think that we're going to have a highlight to maybe get an equaliser, but the final whistle is going to go any second now and we're going to come away with 0 points. Hopefully we can come away with a better result in the next game in the league. There's the final whistle, as I expected. 1-0 loss. Not the worst result ever, but in the grand schemes of the series, it's not exactly what we want to be getting this early in the season. That would have moved us down in the table. 7th place is where we were on the table before this match, and we've dropped down to 8th, and we could fall even further. Oh, I'm not going to complete this challenge anytime soon. We're going to have to get lucky with, like, Arsenal doing terrible one season. But right now, if they just drop down a couple more places, we could be the Arsenal boss next year. But obviously we need to make sure that the reputation stays up in this series so that we can get some jobs and continue going through new jobs every single year. That is the one thing I'm worried about in this series. Well, the one thing I'm worried about is actually completing it because, once again, I say this is a very difficult challenge. But the other thing that I'm really worried about is I've never tried to switch clubs every single year in a Football Manager save, and I don't know how that will go for reputation and how that will go with just the realisticness of this game. Maybe it will be like, oh no, you can't go to all these different clubs in such a short period of time. But we will have to see that together, see how it goes. Hopefully we can manage to get some jobs and hopefully we can eventually win a league. But right now it doesn't look like it's going to be this year. I'm already given up. But we're going to keep fighting, we're going to keep doing our best, and hopefully we come away with a good result against Manchester United to give us a little bit of form in the hopes of winning our next game in the league, which is up against Aston Villa at home. Alright, I've changed my mind. I know I said I wasn't going to show this game, but it's 1-1 at the end of the full time. Completely deservedly, if you take a look at those stats. That completely adds up. So we're not actually too upset about the way that this game has gone. And everyone loves watching a bit of penalties, so we're going to take a look at the penalties together. Turan steps up for the first one. Oh my gosh. Turan, you're not helping me justify purchasing you and playing you all the time. He misses. Are you joking? Of course Rashford steps up and puts it into the back of the net. I'm losing faith already. King, stepping up. Surely he can put it into the back of the net. Show that experience. Well, I thought Turan had experience, but he couldn't put it into the back of the net. But King manages to remedy that mistake. And Martial, hopefully he can replicate that mistake, and he does. Aaron Ramsdale saves it, and that is a really good save to put us back on level terms. Solanke, stepping up to the plate. Surely he cannot miss, and he does not. Puts it into the bottom right corner. I don't know why we're watching penalties from this angle, but I'm not complaining. It's looking quite nice. Wee bit of a cinematic view. Pogba gets his shot saved. Ramsdale with 2 saves in a row. We could be going through to the next round of the Carabao Cup. Honestly, I don't really want to, because we just need to focus on the league in this series. Billing, stop scoring, actually. I'm actually canning this. No, I want us to lose, because this is just going to mean players are going to be more and more tired for the future games. If we're going to be playing Carabao Cup on top of the league, you know, I don't care about if the board are happy with me. I just want to be competing for the league. Lingard stepping up to the plate. If Ramsdale saves this one, we are through to the next round. Lingard steps up and he does put it into the back of the net. I kind of want to celebrate, but at the same time, you know, I do want us to win some games and get some form going. Stacey can put us through into the next round of the Carabao Cup. I'm actually going to conclude with, I'm fine either way. If we lose, that's okay because we won't have as many games, and if we win, then we get a bit of momentum. So I'm happy either way. Stacey, you do whatever you want. You feel like whatever you want to do is what you do, and you put it into the back of the net, and we go through to the next round of the Carabao Cup. I'm happy with that. I'll take that. The stats certainly didn't show that we deserve that, and I don't think we deserve that, but, I mean, we'll take it. I would have definitely preferred to have the 1-1 draw away from home against the top 6 side in the league, but the Carabao Cup's alright as well. After that surprising win, which I still have some mixed feelings about, we're going to jump straight into this game against Aston Villa finally. This is the squad that we're going with, a very good squad. No matter what, this is probably going to be our best 11. Turan staying in there, probably his last chance. Well, I say last chance, but we all know I'm going to be giving him so many chances throughout the season. I have faith in this man, but hopefully he can do it for the cameras, well, on the camera for you guys, and you guys can see the quality that I see beyond his stats. Aston Villa coming to this game all the way down in 16th place, moving up to 15th place, just as I'm mentioning that, but we have the first chance of the game. Turan playing it into Wilson there. Fraser on the ball, trying to get a shot away. Eventually comes back to Lerma, who does put it into the back of the net. Very luckily though, Heaton absolutely spilling it into his own net, and that is a lucky way to go 1-0 up. But beggars can't be choosers. We're begging for the goals, and we can't be choosing them. That's the explanation of what beggars can't be choosers is. You learn something new every day on this channel. Another chance coming our way, building up from the back, just like I love to do with all of my teams. If you watched any of my previous series, you know I love a good build up from the back, and it does work just like that. Lewis Cook putting a ball over the top, and Callum Wilson picks up his 4th goal of the season, putting him on top of Turan to the golden boot race for this team. Probably not quite the golden boot race for the overall league, but you know, a goal's a goal, and we'll be happy to take it no matter who is the one that scores it. But it's always nice to have a prolific striker in front of goal. Turan plays it up to Wilson, and Wilson has a lot to do in this position, but he's able to skip past one. But Heaton makes a better save than he did in that first goal against Lerma. Last few minutes coming through here, and we are into half-time. A very good performance so far from the team. I'm going to tell them, though, not to get complacent, because we have been playing insanely well so far this match. Probably due to the fact that Aston Villa aren't the best side of all time, rather than the fact that we are the best side of all time. But let's go with the latter. Let's make sure that we can prove that we actually are a solid team, and definitely at least the best of the rest in this league. Grealish on the ball, trying to create something for Aston Villa, and they are now in a very promising area. We almost get the ball back there, and we probably should have, but eventually it does come into Butland's hands, and he is able to start a counter-attack, building from the back. Just like I said, it works wonders in this game if you use the tactics right. Well, here I am sitting here talking about tactics. I actually know nothing about tactics. I just wing everything. You know, I just edit stuff a wee bit, hope that it all works out, and if we end up getting some wins, that's a bonus. And if you guys enjoy the content, that's an even bigger bonus. I have no idea why Daniels is taking this penalty, but if he puts it into the back of the net, I'm not going to complain, and he does exactly that. He must have some good stats. I would have preferred Wilson to be taking it, but in all honesty, I haven't really set any of the free kick or penalty takers for the squad. Probably something I should get around to. But that again does prove my point before that I was saying I don't really know much about tactics in this game. My instincts say at this point I should be making some changes, but everything seems to be working great so far, so let's not change it up. Turan's on a 7.0, so you know, surely the rest of the team must be playing well. We do have an opportunity here through Lerma, the goal scorer, one of the goal scorers in this match, playing it back to Hendricks. Turan on the ball, playing it to Cook. Cook plays it through to Wilson, who looks for his 2nd goal of the match, but can't quite get it past the post and past to Heaton there, and it's still 3-0. The only player that's on lower than a 7.0 is Cook, and I think that's a little bit harsh. He managed to pick up an assist for us. He's actually played pretty good for us, and there we go, it does move up to a 7.0, probably a little bit more justified. Let's take a player off though, because we do want to make sure that everyone stays fully match fit. I think that Aston Villa just got a red card as we did click on the tactics screen there. Turan's got to come off. He's the only player that's looking like he probably is not playing the best out there today. Anyone else not feeling completely match fit? Everyone's pretty fresh right now, but I guess I'll take off him. And, you know what, let's bring on Solanke just because we can. Aston Villa actually didn't pick up a red card there, and due to some pretty poor commentary, I'm probably going to cut that clip out. I was completely muddling up my words there, and a due to the fact that my commentary is already pretty subpar 99% of the time, let's not show the ones where I can't even speak English. Looks like we are the ones to give away a penalty here though, and Hendricks has given it away. Penalty for Aston Villa. Who's stepping up to the plate? It looks like it's going to be that striker Samata, and it is a great save by Butland to keep the clean sheet. We have one last chance before the end of the match, and it looks like we are going to come away with all 3 points as they give away a free kick for offside, I'd assume. And now we're just going to clear it long. We're having one of those silly highlights that we don't need to see. I'll skip it for you guys. Full time, a 3-0 win. As I expected, that highlight ended up doing nothing for us, and we don't need to be seeing pointless highlights like that in the match. That win does put us up to 6th place once again. I think that might have been 1 place higher than we were at the very start of the episode. So, you know, we're moving up. We're doing all right. 7 points away from Liverpool, who are top of the table. And they do have a game in hand on us. So we could be jumped around the place and taken down the table a wee bit. But 11 points from 7 games is actually not the worst result ever. Obviously, we would have liked to have picked up a few more points in there because we definitely could have against the teams that we were playing against. And considering the results in the games and the stats and everything. But at the end of the day, it could have been a lot worse, and this is coming from a person that managed to get Brighton relegated in his first season in the Premier League with them. So we can't really complain about being in a Europa League spot right now. That is where we're going to end this episode. If you did enjoy it, make sure you subscribe and like so that you don't miss a single episode. Well, liking doesn't really make sure that you don't miss a single episode, but that's sort of more of a personal want, you know, that just helps us grow as a channel. We post daily Football Manager videos on this channel, so make sure you stick around for that. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all later.